Hello everyone, day 7 and the end of week 1, which means we're about to go into the hardest week of Nano, which is week 2. A week where I will miss 3, perhaps 4 days of writing. So on the plus side, I'm gonna miss most of what they call the hardest week of Nano, where you've just got past that first length, but you realise there's still quite a way to go, and by the end of that week you should at least have 25,000. But on the downside, I would like to be at 25,000 by the end of this week, but it's going to be even more difficult for me to get there because I'm going to miss 3 or 4 days. Anyway, day 7, a Sunday. I had a chocolate muffin earlier, so it's all good. I'm bragging because they were homemade. Anyway, writing, that's what I'm here to talk about. I didn't hit my 2,000 today. I think because I paused and started thinking about other things, so my mind went elsewhere. My mind went away from Nano, which wasn't good, so yeah. I think I could have done more, but to be honest, now that I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, actually maybe it's a good thing I stopped. Because what I wrote feels natural, it flowed, it felt organic to the story and the character. And I think if I did write more, I would have started to push both myself and my protagonist, which would have made it feel a little more unnatural. I wrote 1,787. It was 1,784 a few minutes ago, but I reworded something because I realised I reused a word about 5 words apart, and that just, no, can't do that. Which brings my total up to 14,784, so, I'm getting there now. I'm happy with that number, that's a good number. It's nothing to turn my nose up at. I think I'd just be being far too hard on myself if I looked at that and went, oh, that's crap. Yeah, because come on, it's nearly 15,000. I gotta cut myself some slack here. That's not bad. 7 days. Yeah. What I've done actually, I've given all the races capital letters at the beginning. I think I mentioned that in another video. And today I caught myself missing them, so I'm wondering if it's really a good idea. I might have to start using the word therianthrope instead of where, because not only that, with agency and agent all being capital as well, having uppercase at the beginning to make them titles, I've got too many. And along with names as well, so, if for example I use, say, Sasha is a electric elemental agent for the agency, that would be a lot of capital letters in there and it would just look really strange, so I might have to, find and replace. Or I could just stop doing it here and then after the month is over go back and do it by hand. Find and replace is probably the easiest way. Gotta think about it. Anyway, so I had all the agents going off after their targets. Gave Chris his target. His target is a vampire called Deacon Edwards. I was going to call him Edward something as a kind of poking fun at Twilight. Yes, I hate Twilight. It's a choice, okay? But then I decided, because of what I'm going to do, I wanted to use a name that I liked. So I used Deacon. Which is taking a name from another vampire in fiction. Or media, because, even though he is a villain in the movie, I love the character of Deacon Frost in Blade, so it's my little homage to him. So yes, so Chris has gone after a vampire because vampires and wares are quite well matched, and that they balance. In my world, or worlds, whenever I RP or write something, therianthropes or werewolves, depending on the universe, as to whether or not I have just wolves or more, are stronger where vampires are faster. Vampires are still strong, werewolves and etc. are still fast, but vampires are always going to be faster, wares are always going to be stronger. That's just how it works. And the birds can fly, so I win. So yeah, they've sent him after a vampire. It's like they've sent Sasha after a water elemental, because as an electric elemental she could then use that target's powers against them. The water elemental apparently drowned an old couple in their car after they came home from playing bridge with their friends. I don't know why bridge, it's because you always hear about old people playing bridge. Or bingo or something. I don't know. Or bowls here in England. They all play bowls apparently. Chris's target slaughtered a family of 6, 2 parents and 4 children, one of who was a 3-year-old, before dawn broke. So yeah, so they've all been sent off to some bad people. And I mentioned Regan, Anna and Greg. The other agents I've actually named and given you races for. You know, the werewolf, the were-leopard and the medium, they've gone off. I think there's only one race I haven't actually featured yet, and I think that's the Dreamwalkers. I have had an idea for later on. I've had a... Without sounding self-involved or, you know, conceited, egotistical or whatever, I think it's an interesting idea for a Dreamwalker, so I'm going to try and involve one later on. That's one of my many goals for down the line. Yeah, so Chris has gone off. His target lives about an hour away, including traffic, from the headquarters where they've set off from. They're all going off alone, they're not partnered up with anyone, so that's why they've been matched with specific targets that they can take care of themselves. And, you know, he's decided to walk around the neighbourhood a little bit. I mentioned in the other bit before that they need to bring some of these targets in alive to interrogate, to find out who they're working for and know what the end game is, because that's a lot of attacks in one day in one state, and for all they know, all the other states are having trouble as well. Mysterious. So yeah, Chris has gone off after this vampire, and he's actually put a crucifix on around his neck to keep this guy away from his neck, because I've established that some vampires can't stomach their own throat blood at all. It makes them really sick. Whereas others, it's like an addiction, it's like a drug. They're like, wow, that's fantastic, it's really strong, I want more. He doesn't know which one this guy is, or if he's in the middle, you know, it doesn't bother him, but he doesn't want to take the chance. So yeah, he's walking along thinking, I've also established that you can't kill a vampire by breaking their neck, because they're technically already dead. They just need to heal, so it paralyzes them. So while after you've broken their neck, you can either then destroy them completely, or in Chris's case, if things go well, transport him back to the agency. I haven't decided which way this fight's going to go yet. I might have to have him succeed after a little bit of trouble, because I don't want my guy to be perfect. I never want any of my characters to be perfect, because that's boring. But yeah, I had him muck up a job at the beginning. He botched a job at the beginning, and, you know, if I do this as well, then not only would he face actual consequences, you know, he'd have to have like a review or something, which later on in the story could be interesting. I've lost my train of thought, it's gone, which is probably a sign that it's a good thing I stopped writing when I did. I think that's it for today. I'm not going to be writing tomorrow, so you won't see me tomorrow.